All right, 7:32.
TMZ says Jussie Smollett's alleged assault case could now go to a grand jury, as new information claims the actor paid the two brothers questioned as suspects to orchestrate the attack.
Okay, well, Chicago police have requested another interview with Jussie, but this time it's not clear if he'll agree to speak with detectives again. We shall see. So in a tweet...
And it's important we mention this because there have been some reports saying that they've confirmed it was a hoax and all this, but this is officially what the Chicago Police Department has put out from their information officer. They say that they can't confirm, deny, or comment on the validity of what's been unofficially released. There are some developments in this investigation, and detectives have some follow-ups to complete, which include speaking to the individual who reported the incident. And we all know that individual is Jussie Smollett. But because there's been some unofficial reports that have been come out, some people are wondering, okay, if he did lie about this, what would that mean?
Well, Joe Marrone is here. He's an attorney.
Yes, sir.
Joe, what if this is all was a hoax and he orchestrated it? He's got to be held accountable big time.
Well, I think they're at a critical point of this investigation because the two brothers that apparently were part of this, they were brought into questioning, and they had attorneys, and the law enforcement issued some warrants and confiscated some evidence.
Is your mic falling off?
It's like we hear something, but I don't know where the mic is.
I don't even know where it is. Joe, let me look at you.
microphone?
There it is,
Oh,
down
it
there.
fell.
President's
Okay.
Day.
It's okay.
It's a holiday. I get a holiday.
It's all right.
Let me
We're
strap
here,
it.
but apparently we're on holiday too.
This isn't going to be pretty, but at least we'll be able to hear you.
Yes,
Can
it'll
you
be
hear me
clearer. Oh, much better.
Well, you
Okay.
actually do look pretty.
Okay,
That's fantastic.
Okay, sorry
appreciate
to
it.
interrupt you.
We just had pictures up of the two guys. These are the brothers, right? They're fitness. Well, one of them apparently a personal trainer. There they are.
And they had a relationship also with Jussie. They'd known him, but they were brought into custody. They originally were charged with crimes. They were charged with battery. They were charged with hate crimes. But those charges were dismissed after an extensive conversation they had with law enforcement. They had attorneys. They provided information in their phones, which are always critical because we know about texting. And that information is currently being looked at. And now they want to go back to Jussie and they want to speak to him about that information that was collected, which seems to be a critical point for Jussie. Is he going to come forward and is he going to speak to authorities? Now, he's only talking through his attorneys, which is troubling at this point.
Don't you have to?
Does he have a choice if the police
Well,
want to speak to him?
He's a victim.
Yes.
Right? If you were attacked, you want to do everything possible to cooperate with law enforcement, help find the person that did this to you, right? You're going to give them information. You're going to continue to cooperate. And he's not doing that. He backed up. The last time he spoke is he went on Good Morning America, right? And he gave us this heartfelt speech about how hate crimes are something that's terrible going on in this country and should be stopped. And all of a sudden, you didn't hear from him no more. They found these two brothers. These brothers were brought in. They were charged. The charges were dropped.
But when people say that they're looking, they don't know if he's going to speak to police again. I mean, he has a right to have an attorney, correct?
That's right.
So they can speak to the attorney and then get to him, or what?
Well, because
what are his
now,
rights versus what does he
if
have
he starts
to
to
do?
give further statements, he may dig himself into further crimes. So now he's at a critical point. If he made this up, if this whole thing was a hoax, if he paid them, if the whole thing was a lie,
Right.
and he continues to give them information that is incorrect, I mean, he's going to dig a bigger hole. So right now he's going to speak to his attorneys. He's hired a PR firm for crisis management. So that tells me the trouble is ahead, and that's where it's going.
Statement from his attorneys, don't we? Ryan, do you have that?
Yes, we do.
Let me put it. It's pretty darn long, but.
It says, as a victim of a hate crime who has cooperated with the police investigation, Jussie Smollett is angered and devastated by recent reports that the perpetrators are individuals he is familiar with. He has now been further victimized by claims attributed to these alleged perpetrators that Jussie played a role in his own attack. Nothing is further from the truth, and anyone claiming otherwise is lying. Could it also be possible, because he seems to be standing by his story, that he has an attorney because people feel like he's lying and maybe he feels like he needs representation because of what's been put out there?
Well, I think he's
I mean, he can go either way.
He's taking a real careful approach right now because obviously there's been evidence that has been collected that is troubling as to his story. And his story doesn't really make sense if you listen to it. It happened to be these two brothers were there on the scene. The police can prove it. They knew him. They're the ones, there's a receipt they found, a rope that they purchased that was around Jussie's neck. So obviously they had something to do with it. So it's starting not to match up. So the initial story that Jussie gave is incorrect at this point in time. So now you're talking about false information you're giving the police.
You probably answered this, but I was so distorted, I was confused. No, I was distracted, is the word I'm looking for, by your microphone falling off. If he's lying about all this, could he do jail time?
Well, he definitely can get charged with a crime, right?
And the crime would be?
Well, providing false information to the police or falsifying a police report, which is a class felony, a felony 4 in Illinois, which carries a jail time 1 to 3 years.
Could he also have obstruction of justice too, since, I mean, he said that these were the people who attacked him, and if that isn't the case...
Right. So between obstruction of justice, filing a false police report, these are the charges he's looking at. And you can rest assured this week, if that information exists, they're going to put it to a grand jury. They're going to charge him, because if there's any indication that this is false, I mean, I can rest assured law enforcement is very unhappy about this. And I think he pretty much could have ruined his career.
Oh.
It'll be hard for him to come back.
Yeah.
And nobody knows why. It doesn't make any sense.
Who knows? We'll ever know if this is the case.
Right.
I mean, that's the #1 question. A gigantic why?
Yeah, there's no rhyme or reason. I mean, he had a great career. He was going in great directions. And why would he do? I mean, everybody knows he's openly gay. He's a black male that's openly gay. It's a very, he stands for the LGBT community. And to make this up and go out public and this whole thing becomes a lie, it makes no sense to anyone.
I think that's been a phrase that a lot of people have been using. It makes no sense, from whether the reports that have been coming out, the back and forth, to everything. It's just been so confusing from the start.
Well, it'll be interesting this week what happens.
You think it'll wrap up quickly?
Yeah, I think within the next couple of days. It's either getting charged.
Because it's been, how long? It's been 3 weeks now, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Joe, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
guys.
Joe.
It's always a